Hi, I am Aruni. I am a tarot reader and I'm here to teach you how to do tarot reading in a simple and straightforward manner. We use the Morgan Greer tarot pack because a lot of people say that this is the closest to the original images that were in the original tarot. Today we're doing combining of the cards. We have here the minor arcana, and when your client comes, you give them the cards so that the client shuffles them, and that is the moment in which the cards adopt their positions. Once the cards are positioned themselves, then they're ready to answer any question, any issue that the client comes with. Today we're going to see how a major arcana and a minor arcana card combine to create a message, how to read them together. This is my minor arcana, so it's cups, it's rods, it's swords, and coins. So we're shuffling for the client at this moment in time, but when you have a client, you give them the cards, they put the energies, and the process of channeling begins. And so let's do card combining today. So I'm going to take one minor and one major, and we see what is it that the cards are saying, how to interpret what we are looking, the signs we're looking, the symbols. We have said in the previous videos, one message for one card. And that way when you open, you are ready to receive the information. You don't have to make up stories. You don't have to try to think what is it that the cards are saying. You just read what the cards tell you. So let's begin. Major arcana and one minor arcana. The major gives us the essence, the magician. We have said that the magician, the one message, the one word is the self. In my practical experience, we have arrived at this understanding that when we say the self, we're referring really to the ego of the person, what the person wants to do, what the person wants to accomplish, whether the person is selfless or selfish. These kind of things are related to what we call the self. It's not the self per se. Therefore, I'm saying, although that's the key word, and you should understand that the moment this card comes, you're looking at what your client is into. If you look at the card, you will see that the four elements of the cards are there, the coins, the swords, the rods, and the coins. And the person is in a posture, in a position in which he seems to want or love control, you could say. What is the minor? The minor is giving us the two of rods. Now this is a card of, I call it success regardless, because things are going to go well regardless of which option the person takes. If you notice, the person is being offered some options, the world in one hand, a rod on another hand, someone is offering a third option, but doesn't matter which option the client goes for, it will always work. So when we now combine, you have your client, the self, and you have a situation which has no way to lose really. So if your client came and asked, oh, I have a business proposition, shall I get into? And these two cards appear where there is you with your plans and your vision, your desires, and here is success, regardless of which way the business go, whether you want different percentage or you want to go about in different ways, is success. Everything will work well. So there is two cards, and we keep on. I take another major arcana, and I combine it with the minor arcana. So here is the message, the essence, and here is the details of what is it that they represent. So we look at the card's strength. The major arcana is telling me the nature of my client. This is a card in which you see a lady fighting a lion. You may think that that's a difficult thing to do, to fight a lion. It will be difficult for anybody. But if you look at the card, if you notice what's happening in the card, the message here is very simple. This lady has the strength to dominate, to control the obstacle, the difficulties, the challenge. You can see she's dominating, controlling the lion, and therefore this card is called strength. So you are, if it's your client that you are reading for, and he come and ask you, or she comes and asks you something, and this appear, you know who you're looking at. You're looking at someone that has resources, internal resources, could be external as well, and in that way you know what kind of person you have in front of you. And now we look at the minor arcana. The minor arcana is the 10th of swords. The 10th of swords, the key word is lost. So now this is a person that have lost in life, but that didn't put them down. This person carries on fighting, carries on overcoming obstacles, carries on overcoming challenges. So you are in front of a person that doesn't matter what they go through, they are able to continue. Now perhaps, and this is something interesting about this card, that in this card you see a person that is being badly attacked, you would say even wounded, but the fact that there is, let's say, fresh blood on the ground, it tells you that this client is not healed yet. So there is a connotation here of maybe you are living with the result of that event that took place in your life. Are you sure you have been healed? Have you overcome your loss? Have you healed from that? And if you haven't, then that is a work that you have to go and do. And one more, our last of this video, a major arcana and a minor arcana. And so we look at the major arcana, the sun. We have spoken several times in the process of doing our videos of the sun, because the sun is a card that represents success. So let's say that you have, we're talking about health. Oh, very good health. Oh, you are improving. Are you doing sports? Are you doing a better dieting? Whatever you're doing is working. Or if you're into something, yes, go for it. Because let's say if it's health, if it's wealth, oh, you're starting some business, the sun comes out, success. Okay, how are you going about the business? Who are you partnering with? Are you doing it on your own? What's the techniques? What's the structure of your business? Is going well, is working well, go for it. If it's love, oh, success in your relationship. How do you go about your relationship? Is working well. Okay, so this card, whether it is past, present, future, health, wealth, love, this card tells you about success. What does the minor tells us? The minor says it's the Queen of Swords. We have spoken about these cards. We call them the court cards. The court is the court of the king. In this court you have a page, you have a knight, you have a queen, and a king. Every other card has one keyword, one message. These 4 cards have 2 messages, because one message is the nature of the card, and the other one is that there is a person. Could be a person in the life of your client. Let's say that you're dealing with a male client and this appears, and we have seen that, let's say the client is asking, oh, I have met a lady, we're thinking about getting it together, you reckon will be a good compatibility, we will complement each other, it'll be good. And the card success, sun, come up, oh, it's looking very good. What sort of nature has she got? This is the Lady of Principles. Now this is the card in itself represents the name, no? It's principles, religion. Sometimes the word is used as religion, but it refers more to ethics, really, which means a person that has some cultural upbringing and perhaps a way of looking at the world. If that is the way in which you look at the world, then the combination is perfect. And she stands for something. That's what she's got. Is there with the sword. So in that way, if this is the lady we're talking about, this is what you want, yes, the relationship seems a good future, successful. And so this is what we have seen today. We're looking at how the minor and the major combine, and we'll carry on doing this to show you how to combine the minor with the major to have good message. If you like what you see, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, or subscribe. Tarot by Aruni.